Hey, what's up guys, Angelson here, and this is going to be a 2v2 replay commentary on Slumbering Settlement, and this is actually not my own fight. This is Amateris's replay, and he emailed it to me. So I said I would check it out, see if it's good, and if I liked it, I would post it on my channel. And I have this standing offer with a lot of my friends. If you have really good replays that you want me to upload, I'll do my best to do a commentary on them and upload them. As long as you're not fighting complete noobs or you don't have any interesting footage. So I'm going to actually show you his army composition really quick. He's got Katana Hero, 2 Yari Ashigaru, he's got 3 Lone Swords and 2 Nodachi. I'm not going to go in too much on to his teammates' side of the battle because really it's just not as interesting. And I don't want to put the focus over there. He also has 3 Yari Cav, and his only range unit is this Matchlock Warrior Monk hidden in this forest. Back here he also has a Kisho Ninja. Now this fight itself, at first I thought, it was a slow fight, but I actually want to change that wording. I'm going to call this a patient fight. Because sometimes when you get those players that just aren't good at managing their armies, they're really hesitant and they're maneuvering. They're actually, fairly slow players. I know that sounds mean. I don't mean it in like a mean way, like, oh, he's slow, but you know what I mean. And there's a difference between being a patient player and being a slow player. And the difficult thing about it is sometimes you really can't tell if you have one of those patient, methodical players or a slow player, and it can really cause you to make an assumption and make the wrong moves, and then you pretty much get your butt handed to you by the slow player. So, I'm going to be speeding up several parts of this battle. I'm actually going to stop recording and then pick it back up again. And that's just because this is such a long battle, and I want to fit it in those 15 minutes. I'll show you his opponent real quick on this side. Most of his fight is, well, pretty much all of his fight is over here with this opponent. His teammate is able to effectively handle this army over here. But you look at what he's facing. He has 3 Bow Warrior Monks and a Bow Hero. As well, he has Katana Sam. What's that? 2 Katana Sams. Yep, 3 Katana Sams. It's Naginata Sams. He's got a Yari Hero and a Katana Hero. So this guy has 3 heroes in his army. More Naginata Sams in this forest. And his general looks like a bow general. A rank 5 bow general. I don't know. I don't think it's really worth it at such an early rank to be a bow general, but it all depends on your playstyle, I guess. Now I want to scan over to this side of the battle. His opponent's already engaged with the enemy's general unit once. So you can see it's at 20 out of 36. And Amateris is going to sneak in with his ninjas and actually getting a really good attack. And the general is already dead as well. But he throws in that first grenade volley, and it knocks his general unit down to 10 now. 10 of his bodyguard are left, and he goes in for the straight charge. Now, look at this guy's numbers as he hits these Naginata Sam. 117. And then they just start burning down. Look how fast they burn down from 117 to 97, 95, 93. That was a really good attack with his ninjas, actually. And they did pretty decent damage to that Naginata Sam. Alright, so I'm going to stop the recording here, and I'll pick it back up once we get closer to the action. Alright, so picking back up on the recording, you can see they advance their armies a little bit further. And now Amateris is using his, Katana Hero to lure this guy's bow warrior monks. Closer into the open, closer to where he has his Yari Cav stage in this forest. And even though these guys are under a lot of archer fire, these Katana Heroes have so much armor that bows really are not very effective at skirmishing with this unit. But what it allows him to do is get him to draw his bow warrior monks, down here close to his cav, and taking his cav for a pretty solid charge on his ranged units. And now that this way is actually pretty clear of the spears, he'll be able to maneuver his other Yari cav around to hit the general. So that was a pretty good maneuver there. Used the forest, used his katana hero to draw the bow warrior monk fire, and maneuver his cav around. And he actually is doing pretty good with his cav micro. He is managing, more than, one unit at a time. Which, believe it or not, a lot of players actually do have trouble with. So he's going to get in a pretty solid charge on the enemy general. It's so funny too, with all this guy's ranged units and he's a bow general, I think it's just a little too heavy on the range component for his army. So now he's going to bring his second Yari cav around to hit the general from this angle. And this guy just can't catch a break, can he? So they're going to get another pretty decent charge in and hit this katana samurai as well. But once he sees that the guy's pulling his spears out, he decides to, smartly maneuver his cav back out of the way. And now he's got his third cav component coming in to get some more charges in on these range units and the general. So he's doing really good with his cav micro. There he goes to chase down the general. Then this guy turned all his archers around to fight this cav, which is pretty silly. He could have been using his archers to weaken his opponent's infantry corps, but instead he decided to fight cav with them instead of utilizing his spears to fight the cav and keeping his archers focused on his enemy's infantry. So now he's going to actually bring in his light cav, which are going to get a charge on the general, which I'm actually surprised. They did not get any kills on the charge. They're getting kills in the melee, but on that charge, he did not kill any of the general's units, which is really silly. The charge mechanics for this game can be so weird sometimes. So now the enemy general's down, but he's still got a problem because this guy still has 3 heroes in his army. So that'll keep his troops' morale fairly sufficient for the fight. But now you can see he's going to come in and try to advance. Alright, so I was wondering why he was keeping these matchlocks over here and not engaging with them. But here you can see he control drags his matchlocks so they do not lose their hiding. They will stay in hiding. And rather than just letting them fire at will, he selects the katana hero, which is a good choice of a target for this unit. These matchlocks will absolutely rip this katana hero to shreds. So you see that first volley. Katana hero goes from 30 to 9 units. I mean, it doesn't get any more well done than that. That was an amazing, amazing attack. These guys are getting reloaded and they're going to fire another volley on these katana heroes. Now it's down to 2 units. Perfect target selection, perfect use of his, monk matchlocks. And I know he was actually getting a little caught up on his melee focus over here, so he didn't actually take his cav and hit these archers. But he did bring him in to get this good rear charge on this guy's infantry and pretty much put him in a chain rout. Really, really smart play. I mean, I really can't say too much about this guy's battle. I mean, you can see it for yourself. It was well played. And that's pretty much the fight. Just cleaning up the rest of his bows now. And his teammate's going to win this fight over here. But wanted to get this replay in, show you guys how well he actually did. And don't always assume that your opponent's a slow player, because he might just be a patient, methodical player. Take it easy and see you next time.